Hey guys, have we finally solved the problem of the passenger and driver's seat on our Rosa? Good morning all. We may have found the solution for our Rosa seats, especially the passenger seat, which is awful, as you know, if you've ever had to be the passenger on a Rosa. Now this is also going to be great news for our coaster cousins as well, because I think this will work for them as well. So we've just dropped our bus off to a company that will be able to modify our seats to get them onto our mounts of our bus. Now, I'm not going to tell you anything about the seats or the actual company that does it at the moment, because I want to make sure that everything is working fine before I tell you who they are. But it's good news. So far it looks like Carolyn's seat should be in today, and my seat's going to be a little bit harder, but all going well. Hopefully it might be even done by Friday. So it's pretty exciting news, and I'm sure those people that are looking to get their seats done, this should help you out immensely. So what I'll do is I'll go through all the information once I'm sure the seats are in there and they're fitted and they're working properly. I'll tell you exactly the model of this car that we got the seats from, which set of seats it is, and the company that's installing it for you. So if you're in southeast Queensland in Brisbane, this will work well for you because these guys are there. So if you're in Gold Coast or even the Sunshine Coast, you can use these guys. So anyway, the exciting news is we look like we've got our seats and they're really comfortable. We can tell you this from experience, and once we've got everything sorted out, I will let you know. So those of us with a Rosa will definitely know these seats. This is the passenger seat. It doesn't move anyway. It's just stuck rigid. And the driver's seat is a bit better. It at least moves up and down and forward and back, but they're crap. So let's go check the new seats out. Alright guys, here are the seats. They look pretty good, and they are really comfortable. Now one thing you have to know is it's a tight fit, okay? Carolyn's seat does recline a bit, but because of where the belt is situated, it can't go all the way back. Now that's not a problem as long as she can move it to adjust and be comfortable. She is really happy with that. The armrest is there. It does come back, but it doesn't go all the way up. So things like that. This one also doesn't move forward or back. It's not on a slide. So it's positioned there, which is no problem at all. Carolyn doesn't need to move it forward or back. My seat, on the other hand, same. Got the armrest. I don't have the same problem with moving back because of where the seat belt is. The problem I have is because we've put it on a slide, it sits up a little bit higher. So if you're shorter than me, I'm 5'7.5", somewhere around there. If you were much shorter than me, you may have troubles reaching the pedal. The reason why is because it sits up so high, you do sit closer to the steering wheel, even though my legs don't hit the steering wheel, and I'm not right forward as it can go. I think if you were shorter, you may have troubles when it's right forward trying to push the pedal down. But you could have this seat here without the slide and just put it down like Carolyn's and just make sure that you can touch the pedals and it will be fine. The other issue is the armrests are on the opposite side to which we would have liked them to be, but we've got to fix for that. I'll tell you that in a second. These seats are so comfortable. The reason why we know is because they've come out of my mum and dad's car, which is exactly the same car that we've got. So we know the seats are comfortable. They're leather. They're just amazing to sit on. So this is what it looks like underneath my seat. He's done all the welding and the fabrication for the slide as well. And this is it for Carolyn's seat. This is the van that it's come out of. It's a Nissan Elgrand 2008 model E51 Series 3. The seats are the middle row seats. There's 3 rows of seats here. You got the front row, middle row, and the back row, which are up at the moment. But these are the middle seats. They are really comfortable to sit on. The headrests are great, but they're just amazing to sit on. You've got to make sure that you get the 2 middle seats. These seats here. If you get the front seats, they are just a bit wider because they've got extra stuff for them. It'd be good if you could use them because these front seats have got seat warmers on them. So it would be good if you could use them, but they're a bit wide, and the armrests are on the right side for this, but unfortunately we couldn't use them. So we've used these ones instead, and they've worked out perfectly. So once again, it's a Nissan Elgrand. This is a 2008 model. It's an E51 Series 3. So go hunting at the wreckers. You should be able to find something like that for them. Alright guys, the people that we used, his name's Steve, and he's from the Goodwins Sons. Now these guys are at Loganholme, as you can see. That's one of the southern suburbs of Brisbane. He was a really friendly and helpful guy. His work was really good, and we're so pleased we found him. I'll link all his details below so you can give him a ring if you're interested in doing it. You have to have the seats, and you have to bring them to him. He can't make the brackets up for you, okay? You have to bring him in here, and he custom fits them to you. So basically it's going to be for people converting buses on the Gold Coast, in Brisbane, and maybe also the Sunshine Coast. Now, he does all the modifications. He also does the certification for the modification of the seats. So it's an all-in-one shop that he does everything for you. So you don't need to worry about any of that. So it's legal when you drive out of there. It took roughly 4 days to get them in. That's the 2 front seats. The way I found him is we went and had a look at a place called Seats For Us, just near Ipswich. We had a look at the seats. There was 2 lots of seats that we could use. One was $2.5 per seat. The other one was $1,500 per seat. That's what we were going to go for, and we asked him whether he had somebody that could fit them, and he gave us Steve's number. Steve lives a lot closer to where we live, so we went and saw him, and he said yes, he could get those seats for us, and he could modify them to put those seats in. While I was there, we had our Nissan with us, and I asked him whether we could use the seats that were in there, and he took some measurements, went to the bus and had a look at that and said yes, he's pretty sure he should be able to manufacture something to fit it. We got these seats from Mum and Dad. They converted their van into a camper van. So we had their 2 middle row seats and their back row seats. So we had these spare, and I was able to bring him back to Steve, and he could look at them properly, and he said he was pretty sure he'd be able to do it, but he couldn't do it for about a month. So we booked it in with him, and when it came time to bring them around, he had them done in 4 days, which was amazing. So I have no hesitation in recommending Steve. Keep in mind, he does not make brackets to send to people, okay? You have to bring them, the seats and your bus, to him. As I was showing you before in the car, I was telling you about the armrests. Now, what I'm going to do is I'm going to look for some armrests from another Elgrand in a Wreckers and get the armrests, and then when I make the center console between the passenger seat and the driver's seat, I'm going to get these armrests fitted to the side of that, so we'll have armrests on either side of the chairs. Now, the issues I was talking about, they're only minor issues. They don't affect the seat at all. They don't affect the comfort of how you drive in it. They're just minor issues and nothing to be concerned about. So the seats are great. We love it. You can find Elgrands without the leather seats. They have the material seats, but seriously guys, I'd go for the leather seats. They're great. Alright, well I think that covers everything. If you have any questions or you want to know anything, please leave them in the comments below and I'll get back to you. As I said, I'll leave all the details for Steve down below. And as always guys, I hope your build's going well. I hope you have a good week. Up in Queensland at the moment, it's raining cats and dogs, so it'll be working inside this week on the bus, depending on how long the rain stays around. And also guys, if you like this video, don't forget to hit the thumbs up button, and also please don't forget to hit the subscribe button. So till next video, have a great week and we'll talk to you soon. See you guys.